So let's see my top 5 ultra sexy next level fragrances for winter 2020. Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. If you're first time here, my name is Mehdi. I'm talking about fragrances. Please don't forget to subscribe the channel to get notifications by my new uploads. I want to start the list by House of Amouage at number 5. Amouage Lyric Man. It is a very crowded and complex fragrance with prominent rose note. It is a rose based fragrance and one of the most valuable fragrances from House of Amouage. Atmosphere of Amouage Lyric Man is floral and lotiony. In the brief, it smells like rose body lotion. We can get some citrusy notes here, not a citrusy fragrance at all, but you can get a little bit of citrus at the betweens, which give the fragrance a different atmosphere because we have not that much citrusy notes in the rose based fragrances usually. And incense note at the dry down will shine better at the dry down. You cannot catch that much incense notes at the opening. At all, this fragrance is not a potent fragrance. It is very calming and soft, polite type of fragrance if you control the sprays. About performance, like most of Amouage fragrances, it is also a beast mode fragrance. Lasts on me 12, 13, 14 hours plus easily with 2-3 hours. Very loud projection on sillage. It smells very dressed up, classy and nighttime. I prefer it for date, night and dressed up situations. Next fragrance is by the Fireplace from Maison Margiela. I really enjoy the scent of this fragrance. One of the most unique smelling fragrances in my collection. Has kind of two characters: smoky, daring notes, nuances, and in the same time calming, safe and inviting type of notes like vanilla and chestnut. By the Fireplace, I believe it named aptly. It smells like fireplace but extinguished fireplace, I think, plus some nutty, chestnutty notes and vanilla sweet nuances at the back. It's not a sweet fragrance, but you can catch drops of sweetness, sweet notes, nuances, which give the fragrance a balance between safe and daring notes. It is an average performing type of fragrance, kinda, I can say also long lasting, because after 4-5 hours, sometimes when I think that fragrance is dead anymore on my skin and I'm not gonna get any performance out of this fragrance, it starts shining again and I can catch some waves, that smoky sillage of this fragrance. That's why sometimes is above average, sometimes is like below average. Let's say to this one, good 5 to 6 hours in terms of longevity. By first hour, maximum hour and a half, projection and sillage. The power point of this fragrance is sillage. It has such a great sillage cloud scent bubble around and leaves a long trail behind. Next fragrance is from House of Initio at number 3, Oud For Greatness. I can hear a lot that they say where is oud in this fragrance. There is no oud at all. I can guess. This is one of the most natural oud smelling fragrances in my collection. Let's make it clear what is oud at first. I believe they confused between incensey and oudy notes. There is big difference between incense and oud. So what is oud? I have to say oud is not wood. Oud is resin from Aquileria tree. When Aquileria tree gets infected or pierced kinda, it secretes some kind of resins to repair itself, to close that hole, I can say. A kind of dark, fragrant type of resin, which smells like on a steroid mastic. It smells a little bit masticky and medicinal. I can catch that masticky, resiny, natural, naked, nude oud here very clearly. If you haven't smelled mastic, if you don't know how the scent of the mastic is, like plaster kinda, a little bit medicinal. It is not one of the most unique smelling fragrances in my collection, but absolutely one of the most looking ones. It smells like hybrid of Baccarat Rouge plus Tom Ford Woodwood. You can catch that burning sugary Baccarat Rouge vibe here because of saffron notes and vanilla, and you can catch that Tom Ford Woodwood very clearly. It is absolutely not a unique fragrance. Performs like 16-18 hours plus on the skin in terms of longevity and never turns to skin scent, I can say. Every time projects. You can get 3-4 hours very great projection out of this fragrance. I prefer it for dressed up situations. Both of those fragrances, Woodwood and Baccarat Rouge, are also dressed up type of fragrances. This one as well leans more masculine compared to Baccarat Rouge and more feminine compared to Tom Ford Woodwood. So if you are not into that feminine vibe of Baccarat Rouge, you can go by this one easily. My ashy gem at number 2 from House of Parfums de Marly, Herod, King Herod. Scent of this fragrance is jammy, like cherry jam, which we can get it from tobacco-based fragrances, plus ash, cigarette ash, ashtray. Imagine Paco Rabanne's 1 million, like that, jammy, cozy, cinnamony, a little bit sour, plus ash. Here we go, Herod by Parfums de Marly. I don't want to say to this fragrance a beautiful fragrance, I want to say handsome. It's very masculine. For me, it is at top 5 best fragrances from House of Parfums de Marly. One of those must-have fragrances, I believe. Perfumes, crazy 12-14 hours plus with 2-3 hours. Great projection and sillage. I prefer it dressed up. Kinda it is casual and dressed up, but leans like 70% in the dressed up side because of that ashy note. Without that ashy note, would be like Paco Rabanne's 1 million, more casual, but it is dressed up. At number 1 at the top of the list, Sexy Beast from House of xerjoff, Naxos. So it is not one of the most unique smelling fragrances that I've ever smelled. Reminds me of Pure Heaven by Thierry Mugler, but absolutely one of the most sexy, rich and opulent smelling fragrances in my collection. Smells very cozy, inviting, sweet, rich, complex, and has one of the best, most natural smelling honey notes that I've ever smelled in the entire my life. It is like sweet, very sweet. Imagine cinnamon, vanilla and honey in the same bottle. So it is very sweet fragrance, plus some herbal notes like lavender, and at the dry down is more woody. I can catch gaiac wood, which is not mentioned in the notes. It is very woody at the dry down. A little bit comes out of that Pure Heaven territory. No doubt about performance, absolutely one of the beast mode fragrances in my collection. Lasts like 16 hours plus easily on the skin with 3-4 hours loud projection and sillage. Kinda you feel that this fragrance will never turn to a skin scent, just projects and projects, but first 3-4 hours very loud, noticeable and strong, I can say. Don't forget, subscribe the channel. That was today's video. If you have any opinion, suggestion, question, let me know in the comments below. Stay safe. See you in another video.